Having a Google My Business listing is the most effective strategy for getting your business in front of potential customers. And in this video, you're going to learn how to set up a Google My Business listing that will rank at the top of the search engines, making it easy for people who are looking for what you offer to find you. I'm going to go ahead and pass this off to Joseph, who does this day in and day out for his clients, and he's going to show you everything step by step.
Hey Adam, thanks so much. I'm excited about this video. Google My Business is one of the main ways that local business can generate new leads, new revenue, can show up in front of their competitors without spending a single dime on Facebook ads or Google ads. It's an incredible opportunity. And if you're not already not only using your Google My Business profile, but optimizing your Google My Business profile, you are missing out on such a huge opportunity to get your brand out there, to get your brand known, and to draw new customers to you. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to set up your Google My Business profile. It's not hard. There's a lot of steps to it, so you want to follow me from the beginning to the end. But if you just stick with this video, you're going to get everything you need. We're going to start off by looking at a good Google My Business profile, a bad Google My Business profile. We're going to get into all the features, and I might even show this special software that lets you see the difference between a well set up profile and a poorly set up profile, and how that's going to affect your rankings in the Google Maps. Okay, so let's get into this right now. All right, so right here I have a listing pulled up. This is for Sunrise Plumbing. I have no affiliation with them, never done business with them, never talked to them. I just saw they had a good Google My Business profile, so I pulled it up. Now, if we look at this, it's completely filled out. We have pictures here that are clearly of the team, and it looks like there's a lot of text on this picture with some good things about the company. If I was to expand this, I'm sure I would see what all that is. We're listed on the map. We have our logo here. We also have a lot of reviews, which means they've done a good job of getting their customers to leave reviews. We can see the normal stuff like the address, their business hours, their phone number, a little place where you can click if you need to set up an appointment. We're using the question and answer section, which is a great place to put some additional information on your company, answer some of your customers' biggest questions. And then they also have all of these reviews here. They have a description. It's a little bit skimpy, but it's still there. And they're using the Google My Business posting function. A lot of businesses are missing out on this opportunity to share more information with their potential customers. And all their social profiles are here. So this is a very well set up profile. If I saw this with all of these reviews and all of this information and the nice pictures, and I was to see that, I was looking for a plumber, I'm in this area, I'm definitely going to click on that listing. Now let's contrast that with, I just pulled up another random one, again, a business I know nothing about at all, except that I found them and I saw they didn't really set up their profile at all. And so if we look at this, we have the name of the business, we have a general address here, just the city that it's in. There's no logo, there's no picture, there's no reviews, there's no information about the business, and there's no description, there's no Google posts. So if I looked at this, I wouldn't know anything about the business and I'd have no encouragement to actually click on this listing. Now that's not saying it's a bad dentist at all. They might be the best ones in town. But the only way that I would know that is if I got some word of mouth referral or one of my friends told me about it, that kind of thing. I would not know it by looking at for Google My Business listing, which means that in the online world, I bet they're missing out on a ton of leads just because of that. So as you can see, there's a huge difference between one of these and the other. So let's get right into how to set up your Google My Business profile. And then I'm going to show you step by step how to do this whole thing. We're going to get set up quickly. We're going to get this set up right away. I'll even show you how the verification process works and go through the whole Google My Business dashboard so you know how to use that to optimize your profile. Let's get into it. All right, so we're going to get started by going to business.google.com, or you could do google.com/business. Either one's going to get you to this page. And here you can sign into your Google account first if you want to, or you can click on Manage Now. Either one's fine. You will have to have a Google account though to be able to set up these businesses. So if you don't have one, just set that up really quickly and then let's come back to this screen. It's pretty easy to do. Now, once we click on Manage Now, it's going to say, well, why don't you find and manage your business? So we're going to see if our business actually already exists. Now I'm going to make up a fake name here. So let's say that we are a roofing company, and we're going to do A321 roofing. And then if this already existed, then we would see right here a suggestion of A321 roofing where a profile for whatever reason already exists. Now, if it already exists, then we want to try to claim that profile. We don't want to create duplicate profiles, but obviously one doesn't exist. And for your business, if you've never set it up, it probably doesn't exist. So we're going to click here and say create a business with this name. It'll take us to the next page. It says, what's the name of your business? Now, you do not want to make up a name, but I will say something very important here, which is the name of your business is a primary ranking factor, which means if you want your business to be listed in the Google Maps, one of the things that helps you show up is what is the name of your business. That's why a lot of businesses would be like, for roofing, it could be like Knoxville, Tennessee Roofing Company or Knoxville Roofers, something like that, where the city name and the service are both in the business name, because that helps you rank. It actually still does help quite a bit. What you don't want to do though is make something up. So if your business name is actually A321 Roofing, and then you say, well, no, actually my name is A321 Roofing, Knoxville, Tennessee, then even though that could help you rank higher, businesses, if they are trying to look at you and see if your listing is valid, they could report you to Google, and Google could suspend your listing or hit you with a penalty, and you do not want that to happen. So we suggest you use your actual legitimate business name for this. So we're going to stay with A321 Roofing. Now, just a quick note on this. If you are starting a business and you haven't named it yet, then putting a name in it that includes the city or the location that you work in could be a big bonus. So just keep that in mind if you don't already have an established business name. We're going to click on Next. And then we're going to say what category best fits our business. And this, again, this I said is one of the primary ranking factors, this in your business name. So here I want to put in something that really describes what we do. And we are a roofing contractor. So I'm going to select that as my primary category. Later on, I'll be able to add different subcategories, but let's start with this. Click on Next. This is asking me, can customers actually come visit me? Do I have a brick and mortar? Now, as a roofing company, I'm probably going to be going to them at their residence, at their business. However, if this was, say, a restaurant, maybe a CPA, something like that, people are mostly coming to me. And so I would mostly want to put my actual address unless I was going to them or delivering or something like that. So this location will show up when customers are looking for your business. So yes, I definitely want to add that. All right, so I'm going to put in my address. I'm going to totally make something up. 4211. Oh, sure, this looks like a great address to be at. So let's say that this is my address. It's not. I don't know any businesses. I have no idea what that address is. I'm just putting in there as a fake one. All right, let's click Next. Now, do I serve customers outside this location? This is talking about service area businesses. A roofing company, for instance, would be a service area business because a roofing company is going to go to different homes and businesses and locations to do their work. People aren't going to come to them. So I would want to say that yes, I do serve people outside of my location. You could think if this applies to your business. Now, if you don't go to anyone else, and you don't go to any other locations, people just come to you, you click no, I don't. In my case, I'm going to click yes. And then it's going to ask me, well, what areas do you serve? Well, for instance, I serve Sevierville, Tennessee, and I serve Farragut, Tennessee. How about that? Now, that doesn't mean that if someone's in Sevierville, Tennessee, and they type in, roofer Sevierville, Tennessee, that you're going to pop up. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but it is just a good indicator to Google of where you serve, and this can show up in other areas. So I'm going to put that in there. I'll click Next. And then I'll put in my phone number. Of course, I'm going to make up a fake phone number here. I'm not going to put in a real phone number. All right, I have no idea whose phone number that is. Now it's going to ask you if you have a website. You could say, I don't need one, which is almost never true. If you don't have a website already, there's some amazing tutorials on this channel that can show you how to set up a website very quickly, very easily at a low cost. So, we'll have a link to maybe a couple of those in the description to help you out. You can also get a Google site here, where Google has a website building platform. It's very, very simple. There's not a lot you can do with it, but if you had nothing else, you could do that. However, we recommend that you set up an actual business website. So I'm going to put the URL of our business, and what was it? A321roofing.com. Let's say that that's it. All right, again, that's a fake URL. So let's go to next. And then it's going to say finish and manage this listing. And once I do, it'll show me that I can start to put photos and posts on there. I can track analytics for some great insights and analytics tools, and I can respond to customer reviews. So I'm going to click finish. All right, and then what Google wants me to do is actually verify my business. And the primary way they do this is by sending you a postcard in the mail. That postcard is going to have a verification code on it that you can input, and then it'll tell Google, well, hey, this person actually is at that address because they were able to receive mail there. So you would put in your contact name here, and then you'd click mail and it would come to you. Now, obviously, I'm not going to do this because there's no real business there, so I don't want to do that right now. I'm going to go to verify later, click on that. We're almost done with the basic setup here. Almost done. And it'll say add my services. So it's suggesting some services for me. And then maybe I do some other stuff as well. Maybe while I'm up there on the roof, I'm also going to be willing to install or repair gutters. Now, if I don't see something listed that I think should be listed, maybe I could put in, oh yeah, but I definitely do this. So let me add this one as well. And I could put any other custom services in there. And then those will all start to show up. All right, so I'm gonna click save. It's gonna ask me to add my business hours, so I'll add some here. And then I'll click save. Now Google's going to ask me, do I want to add messaging? And Google My Business now has a messaging platform, so you can actually receive messages directly through that, similar to how you would with Facebook or texting. So I'm going to say no, but you definitely want to consider setting that up, because then people could just be on their phone and they could just click that they want to send you a message, and it makes it very easy for them. But if you do this, make sure you have someone that is during all business hours and even some of your off hours monitoring those messages, because the worst thing would be for someone to send you a message and you never get back to them. That'd be a poor customer experience. Let's click save. All right, so next we're going to add our business description. And I'm just going to put some nonsense in here. Some people will say the business description doesn't matter at all. That's not true. There's a couple things that's important about the business description. One is if the description is appealing to people, or if there's something in there that makes them more likely to engage with you, then you're going to have a higher percentage of people who will call you, who will click that call button or visit your website. So what you put in here definitely matters. So put something worthwhile in here that really describes your business and helps answer some customer questions. Some people say that it doesn't matter what keywords are in here because they don't help you rank at all. Now, I have seen some of my fellow people in the SEO community run tests on this where they had an established business and the business's keywords were in the description, and then they removed those keywords from the description and they watched their rankings actually tank. And so it was a very interesting thing, because we usually hear that this is not a ranking factor, but it may actually be part of the ranking factors, even though people have said that it's not, because we've seen these tests where if you have already ranked a business and you remove the keywords, it can lower your rankings. However, I don't know that there's been a similar test that showed that if you include the keywords from the beginning, it helps your rankings. So just an interesting thing to keep in mind. Put the actual services that you have in here, a nice description of your business, and then you're going to save this. Okay, now that we have a description written, we're going to click save. And then we're going to get to add some photos. Now, I'm going to skip this part, but you definitely should not. You want to put in quality photos that are actually of your business. Don't use stock, You want to put in pictures of your team, be outside of your building, especially if people are coming to visit you. You would want to put it there so it makes it easier for them to know what to be looking for when they're coming to visit you. Your interior, if people actually come into your building. And then if you're something like a roofing contractor in this case, I would put some great examples of the actual roofs that I've installed, repaired, just looking beautiful. Maybe I've done solar panel installation on roofs. I'd put pictures of that, and that just shows off the good work that I've done. If you also could put your team members on there, maybe if you have a really nice company truck in this case, you could put that on there, and then it just gives people more familiarity with you and gives them a chance to bond with you on more of an emotional level as opposed to just where is this company located, how much do they charge. So that's a great thing to do. And if you're in a very service-oriented business like say dentists or chiropractors where someone's coming in and they're relying on you for their health or other vulnerable circumstances, having these pictures of your team members and it's friendly and it's well lit and it's very approachable, that can really make people feel more comfortable calling you. All right, so I'm not going to put anything in here now, so I'll put skip. It's going to say, do I want to claim my free advertising credit? I'm going to skip that for now, but that is not a bad idea to just try out Google Ads, run the $100 of free ads, and see what happens. All right, so it says this is almost ready. I can continue making updates and edits, but my edits will be visible to customers only after the business has been verified. That's fine. The postcard would be in the mail. Let's click continue. All right, and now this is your actual dashboard and your back end for your Google My Business listing. So the good news is you could stop right here and you would have your business profile actually set up already, which is fantastic. But I want to show you everything that you can actually do in this dashboard because there's some awesome opportunities in here. So I'm going to help you navigate this, but you've already done the hardest part of the work. So good for you. All right, so if we look through here, just on the main dashboard, we can put in things about, say, for now, the COVID-19 update. We'll see if this is still relevant when you're watching the video, but for right now, it definitely is. You can put in different attributes of your business. Now, these attributes could include things like if it's Black-owned, veteran-owned, woman-led, different health and safety factors, which is very important to many people these days, so it's worth including, and then some service options. All right, I'm going to cancel out of that, but those are some of the things that I could have done on the home screen. And then I can also create posts. We're going to talk about posts in a second. And I can see if my profile has been completed. I can add a logo. Lots of stuff here that's good. So you could kind of go through here, but most of what we're going to do is going to be in the actual tabs themselves. So let's go to the Post tab. The Post tab here, this is where I can actually create posts for my business. It's not going to really let me do this until my business has been verified, but I'll at least show you where you would do it. So here they're saying, well, how about you create an offer post? Maybe if you're a store, you're having a sale going on. Maybe as roofing contractors, we have some 20% off or free estimate thing happening. So I could do that. I am not going to specifically do this. I'll just X out of it. And then here it's giving me different post types that I can use. This type of update, I could put an offer, maybe, add update. That could be something just like, I have a new team member, we opened a new building, we have a new service that we're offering, anything interesting like that. I can put my events on Google. So if I'm holding some event, maybe it's an open house, maybe it's a workshop, I can put that there, and I can add new products and have those as posts. Now, when I create a post, it's very easy. I select what type I want it to be. I like what's new. That's what I usually use. I'd click here to add a photo, and then I can write my post. I could put links to my website. I could put all kinds of stuff here. A call to action button. We can get into this more in another video, but I could put that there, and then it'll be a link to my website. I put all that in. I can preview it. I can publish it. And then, like we saw on Sunrise Plumbing, where down here they had all of these beautiful posts, people will start to be able to go through your feed just like they would on Facebook. And this is a great way to build rapport with customers, let them know about special offers and other things like that. So I'm going to X out of this because I don't need to actually save this post. But this is where you would do it, and do not neglect the posting tool. Even if you put something up once a week, because they disappear, I think it's still after every 7 days. Even if you put up one once a week, that's fantastic. And you can actually schedule these out. You can use a tool that I love called Local Viking, where you can schedule out all of your posts and manage your entire Google My Business profile from their platform. There's a lot of amazing features there, and rank tracking and stuff like that. Or you could also use another posting software, and there's multiple ones out there, so you could do your own research and see what works for you. I personally love Local Viking, so that's what I use. Might even have a link to them in the description. Now, if I go to my info tab, then here again, I can see all this information I put in. I could change my business name if I had put in the wrong name. Here under roofing contractor, this was my primary category, so I still probably want that as my primary category, but I could add additional ones. So maybe, like I said, I might be up there and I might also take care of gutters, so I could put in gutter cleaning service. And do we have anything else involved with roofing? No, but like I said, maybe I do solar panel installation or something like that. Solar energy contractor, sure. Maybe I do that while I'm up on the roof. All right, so I'll click apply. And now we start to have these subcategories in here. They're not as important as your primary, but you might as well put other things in there that you do. And it can help you in some certain ranking opportunities. I have my address here, my service areas. I can always add more. I could change my business hours. I could add special hours. This is for holidays, for New Year's, for whatever it might be, Christmas or Valentine's Day. I might have different hours. So I could add these here and schedule them out. Like for instance, they're asking me, do I have different hours on Easter? And I could confirm that I do, or I could say, no, actually we're closed on Easter, and then click apply. All right. So anyway, I would say closed and then click apply. And then if someone's doing a search on my business and they're looking for this date, it'll actually show that we're closed. My phone number's there, our website, I can add additional products, and there's another tab on that, so we'll get to that in a minute. There's a lot of ways to access things here. But yeah, so I could look at that. I could look at services. Again, we have another tab for that. I could look at attributes like we were talking about, veteran-owned, black-owned, women-owned, etc., health and safety. I could put all that in there, change my description, add an opening date, and here I could click to add photos. And again, there's a Photos tab. Make sure that you do add photos. We'll talk about that in just a minute. The Insights tab is going to become very important once you've actually verified your business. And then you'll be able to see how many people called from your listing, how many people saw it, if they saw it on maps, if they saw it on search, what keywords they used to find it, all kinds of amazing things. You want to be looking at this at least once a month. Now, as far as reviews go, this will be a place where you'll be able to see all your customer reviews. You'll be able to respond to reviews, which is fantastic, especially if you get negative reviews, to put in a response there that is either trying to make it right or, clarifying that, no, we've actually don't have you in our listings anywhere. We've never had you as a customer. We think you commented on the wrong business. Whatever it might be, to be able to respond to reviews is very important. All right. Then messages. We talked about the messaging platform. Really powerful opportunity. Just make sure that someone's actually monitoring those messages. And you can set this up where the questions can go straight to your phone without revealing your number. So that's a great way to do that. All right, now photos. There's different categories of photos. And in photos, we do want to put our logo, because remember we said that if you put your logo on your business, you'll see it pop up right here in your listing, and it just looks really nice. So it's good to have that. You have a cover photo. The cover photo is the one that's going to go right here. And then we also can put videos there. So now if you have video tours or a promo video, usually you have to keep them, I think, within 60 seconds, maybe 90 seconds. They can't be huge files either, but it's nice to add videos. and then you can show off the interior. There's also other categories like the exterior, and some of these will have things like show your team and if you're at work or things like that. So the category is going to depend on the type of business that you have. But make sure that you put a lot of different photos into here. And then you want to add new photos, and you could encourage your clients, your customers to add photos as well. And those are all great things to be doing. If you do use that local Viking platform, you can also put in geodata, which is data that indicates the location the photos were taken and some other different things like that. And some people say that that could give you a little boost in your rankings. Okay, though some people also say that data gets stripped off, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Now, if we go down to products, this is a great place where if you actually do have products, you can start to list them there, and those can show up in your Google My Business listing. You can see your products show up in there. And if you have services, again, you can change the services that you have listed because you want to make sure that everything you do is actually here. Website, this is where you can look if you had the Google My Business, not my Google My Business, but the Google site set up. And then this is the actual website creator. I'm not going to get into that right now, but it is something that you could have, and it can be useful. I actually create those in addition to our primary websites, and then I do a lot of different kind of linking things on them that give us a little boost with our SEO. I can also add different users to this profile. And so I could put different people who could manage it, also add additional owners, things like that. This is nice, especially if you're doing work for clients where you want to be an owner on there, but you also want to make the business owner an owner on there so they can control their own listing and you're not taking all the power away from them. And there's some other things here, getting custom email, creating ads, adding a new business. So you could do all kinds of different things here, but for the most part, that's not going to be important to you right now. What's important is all the tabs that we already covered. All right, so we did it. This is amazing. We have a beautiful Google My Business listing set up. Good job if you followed all the steps and did the work with me. You're good to go. As soon as you get your verification postcard, you can just verify very easily your listing, and then you can start getting your reviews and responding to them, maybe doing the messaging, start posting, and it's fantastic. This is still one of the best ways to generate new leads for your company. Now, if you don't want to do all this work yourself, there are services that do this. We'll have a link to one in the description where they'll not only set up your Google My Business for you, they can also do things like create a bunch of posts for you. They can do these little SEO tricks to send additional signals to your Google My Business profile and just do some things to start pushing you up in the rankings a lot faster. Now, of course, you could just do it yourself, but I just want you to know if there's an option up there if you don't want to get into the technical nitty-gritty of everything. And also, if you're an agency owner and maybe you're onboarding, 10, 15 new clients and they all need Google My Business and they need posts and everything like that, well, then you might just want to have a service like just take care of it for you. So you'll know it'll all be getting done in the right way at a reasonable cost for your clients, and you won't have to go crazy trying to set all those up. So I'll have a link to that in the description, but if you've stuck with me, at least for this listing, you've done great work and you have everything going. And then just keep maintaining this listing. Put up your posts, put up new questions and answers, get new reviews from your customers, consistently ask for them, put up new photos as cool stuff happens with your business, and you're going to be good to go, and you're going to be able to rank that Google My Business listing and get new customers. All right, so I'm going to kick it back to you, Adam, and we'll be talking to you later.
Thanks, Joseph, for walking us through that. And if you found that helpful to you and your business, please give this video a thumbs up right now. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Now, all the links that Joseph mentioned in the video are linked in the video description down below. And if you have any questions about the setup, feel free to ask in the comment section, and Joseph will be there answering any questions you have. And if there's anything related to local marketing that you want to learn, just go ahead and ask that as well in the comment section down below, and we'll get Joseph to make those videos. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.